sports fans, and welcome to Got Next Gaming. And yes, Madden 17 is finally here, and of course, we're going to do a Connected Franchise series, and of course, we're going to pick the New York Jets. So, let's discuss this a little bit before we jump in here. New York Jets, my favorite team. That's my team, folks. For better or for worse, that's what it is. We are going to jump in here to a franchise like we did last year with Madden 16, and we're going to see if we can do anything with this team here going forward. We're going to put as much of the franchise stuff as we possibly can into here because I am going to go with owner mode. So this time around with the owner mode, we're going to do a little something different. Last time I did this, I went ahead and I picked like the financial mogul, and we went through, and we were pretty successful. We got to like the first round of the playoffs, and then we got dumped out there, or knocked out, whatever you want to call it. But this time we're going to go with lifelong fan, so we can get the happiness bonus and the fan bonus and all that stuff, and all that good fan stuff is what we're going to do. We're not going to have a ton of money. We're going to try to build a team the best way we can with the money that we do have. We are going to go and start with a regular season roster here. We're going to get the rosters up as current as possible with this team. So we're going to go ahead and click on that, and we're going to go ahead and jump in here to some Madden 17, some pretty cool cinematics here now with the game. I'm going to talk about those as we go along as well. But here's week 1 in the NFL. Skipping the preseason because it's one of those things I always skip anyway, regardless. I mean, sometimes I like to play it if I just want to see how the team's going to kind of play out and see what they look like. But for the most part, we don't do that. But they have some new stuff here with franchise mode where they have the game plan, so you can actually game plan. We're going to take a look at that here quickly. So you can do an offensive game plan and a defensive game plan, and it gives you boosts during your game as you play specific teams. There's suggestions that they make for you. You're able to go in and choose which drills you want to run during practice, and then you get experience points based upon those drills as well. They give you extra XP to put towards the team and everything else and getting everybody upgraded. So we're going to, of course, go in there and do some man blitz on defense is my big thing. The other side of this is you get to focus on some players. So we have a couple focus players. We're going to change out Justin Burris to cornerback because we want to build for the future. So I don't know if this is exactly the right move, but we're going to go ahead and put focus on Christian Hackenberg because I believe that he could be a decent quarterback for us. Despite what we've heard about him in real life, I think I can kind of build him here to suit me. So here you can go ahead and jump into start training. I'm going to sim the offensive part, and we're going to do the defensive part. I'm only going to throw a couple in here for defense just to kind of, so as you can see what it's all about as you do the plays here. We do sack Geno Smith on that play there, and then you see the coach come in and do a little rah-rah cheerleading at the end of it, saying you did pretty well. There's good potential here, and there's always potential to grow. So we come away with the silver because I only got 3 of 5, and I stink at this, and that's just the way it is. But we get the silver, so it gives us a few extra points there. And you can see the experience points that were gained during the training and everything. We do through a little bit of recap here, and you can see that our focus players gained a bonus XP as well that you can dump into their attributes later on to help develop them. This is cool stuff. This is the part of the game that I really enjoy, the roster management and the development and things like that, and trying to build the team. The actual gameplay, for the most part, it's the same over the years and everything else. So, I mean, that is what it is. Oh, speaking of gameplay, if you want to get into the game action and see the actual football game being played, that's around the 6-minute mark. So if you want to go ahead and fast forward to that, by all means, I will not be hurt. But we're going to go ahead and make some moves here because we do not want Geno Smith to be our starting quarterback, and that's the way it is in real life as well. I was kind of disappointed that Madden hadn't updated their rosters. I mean, I did this last night, and Ryan Fitzpatrick's been on the team for a couple weeks now, and I was kind of surprised that he wasn't there. And we definitely want to go for him because he is a huge upgrade over what we currently have in Geno Smith. I mean, not for nothing. He's an 80 overall as compared to a 72. This, to me, seems to be a no-brainer. So Ryan Fitzpatrick is definitely going to be our quarterback. We're going to sign him for a 1-year, $7 million deal. Hopefully we can get a better quarterback down the road. I don't think so because that's just the way the Jets roll. They never have great quarterbacks. What are you going to do? But maybe we can develop that Hackenberg into something awesome. But I am not going to run with 4 quarterbacks. I am going to actually cut one of my guys. And yes, Bryce Petty goes bye-bye. Even after his fantastic game last week in the preseason, Just doesn't translate here in a video game. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our first game action now. And we're going to go do the play the moments thing. We're going to see what this is all about. I've never done this, so we're going to try it out and see how it goes as we come into, again, week 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals here. And I got to work the rust out because I've not played a football game or a Madden game in quite some time. So we are in for some fun here. As we take a look at our player ratings and our matchups here, we have Matt Forte, the new Jets running back, going against Giovanni Bernard. And I always like Giovanni Bernard. I wish I could have picked him up on my team, but is what it is. So here we are for the opening kickoff. And, of course, you got that new little layout format here, which is pretty cool. I really like the way this looks. Kind of makes it easy to understand what's happening in the game. But we get our first play the moment thing here. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this, and we're going to play the moment. And we're going to see if we can get the opening drive going here for the Jets. And, yes, we do complete a pass to Brandon Marshall for 11 yards, and we pick up the first down. So we're going to be doing a lot of this throughout the game where we're just going to, like I said, we're going to be playing the moments, and we're going to be jumping in as much as possible. Here's our weekly game boosts that we game planned for. They do show you these, or you can kind of opt out and say, never show me them again. We can see what you're getting boosts on as you play. So pretty cool stuff there as well. They're going to get a nice little run play by Forte. You have that extra running back stuff with the new moves and stuff like that, where you get to hit the break the tackle button. You have to hit the button before the next amount of time or whatever to make that kind of happen. So here we have another pass play a little bit later on, and it gets knocked down, and that's 3rd down and 12 now, as we couldn't complete that little post route there to Brandon Marshall. But we're going to jump ahead here in the 3rd down and 12 and see if we can get our chains moving here. And we get the ball up, and he gets his hands on it, but he can't quite hold on to it. And it's, I don't know if you want to call it incomplete or a drop pass, but either way, it's 4th down and 12, and have to kick it away. And Bowles does not look too happy. So here we are now. We have to make the big stop, and we have to play the moment again. And pretty cool as the game goes along here. There's no score so far as we're coming down to the end of the first quarter. And there's Dalton in the shotgun on 3rd down and 7. And the Jets D's got to come up big here. So we're going to come in, and he's going to make the catch, but he drops the ball as Pryor gets his hand in there and kind of bats it out. So that'll bring up the 4th down and 7. And the Jets do make the stop here to complete the moment on that one. And I think you pick up extra bonus points for that. We're going to have to see here as it pops into our screen. But we catch the replay here, and we could see Pryor get in there and make the play. But no, we're not going to see any of that. So we're going to see the field goal here as we try to go to block the field goal. And it's a long one, and it kind of goes right there with the wind, and he doesn't make it. So the Jets do hold him off the board, and that is a pretty big deal right there. So we do get the next play the moment. As it's a 3rd down, we're going to take control and keep the drive alive. We have a 3rd down and 1, and we're going to hand it off to Forte, who's going to run it right up the middle, cut left a little bit, get the first down, move those chains, and get the Jets going some more. And then here we are with a big field goal. We have to play the moment here as well, and we're going to go in and try to get that big field goal. It's a, I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's a 45-yarder or a 46-yarder or something like that. 46-yard field goal. Yep, it's right there in the bottom right. And they have these new kicking mechanics now here, as you have to get the meter for power and then the meter for accuracy. And even on all Madden, the meter was pretty slow moving, so it wasn't very difficult. I don't know if they tried to make it easier because people weren't liking it or whatever, but it wasn't too tough. And of course, Folk had enough leg to put the points on the board. So here we are later on in the second quarter with a minute left, and it's 6-0 now Jets, and we have to stop them again here on the goal line, and we do, as Dalton just throws the ball away, and the Jets defense comes up with the big stop here for a 4th and goal from the 4-yard line with under a minute to play in the half. But Cincinnati will be able to make the easy chip shot of a field goal, and they do get on the board, making it 6-3. Bend, don't break, no touchdown. We completed our drive goal, which is important for getting those extra experience points, as they say. So we're in the 4th quarter with 5 minutes left, and Cincinnati has the lead here 17-6 as we come in to play the moments again. And there we can see that we did not complete the play, but there was a penalty on the field. It was against the defense, and we're able to move the chains to get the first down, folks. And you know what? Move the ball any way you can, right? That's a first down, and we'll take it. So we can see some of these new camera looks here from behind Coach Bowles there, Todd Bowles, and that's pretty good. But here's Dalton with the ball. 17-12 now. The Jets are within striking distance, but they make the catch there, and they're able to move the chains, and they're going to go for it here. Second down and 14, and they get it out to Bernard, who's able to kind of run it on in and get the touchdown, and that kind of gives them a big gap there and pretty much puts the dagger in the coffin for the Jets. But we're not going to give up. We're going to try here and see what we can do. We do get the big play over the middle to Brandon Marshall for the first down. Big gain there, down to the 14. Here's Fitzpatrick again, who gets it down to the 1-yard line, throwing it to Jason Morrow now. And that'll bring up a first down and goal with 20 seconds left to play in the game. And the Jets are going to go down fighting here. They're not going to just give in and pack it up and say, we'll go home and look at the film and try to figure this out for next week. Nope, none of that, folks. As we come in there, and Tommy Bohannon, the fullback, pulls his way in, gets the touchdown, and brings the Jets to within a score of the Cincinnati Bengals here with just a few seconds left to play. But that does it for the game, and the Jets do drop their opener, and it's the home opener as well, to the Cincinnati Bengals. And we got a pretty rough schedule here to go against, but it's 24-19, not a terrible game, but could have been much, much better, and we will definitely see if we can't do that. One of the things I'm going to say about this play the moment thing is I feel like I lose a lot of control over the game, and I get the idea behind it to kind of keep things rolling and keep it shorter for the most part. But yeah, I think I give up way too much control, especially in a situation like this here where it's like I'm playing franchise mode and I want control over the whole team. We're going through the stats here. You guys can kind of take a look at the stats and stop and pause if you want to see those stats as I run through them quickly. But we come to the end of it here. We have the experience point feedback, which is a pretty cool added feature here. We can come in and do your upgrades to players and stuff like that and see the experience points that they did gain for the game. So you can see your top earners there for offensive XP and defensive XP as well. There is an injury, which I was not quite aware of during the game as it happened. I did think I saw it, but we lose Marcus Williams, the cornerback, and that's going to put a pretty big strain on our secondary as it is and as it turns out now. I think the secondary needs a little bit of help. But we are now here going to look at week 2, which is going to be against the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo, which is a tough place for the Jets to play. But that's going to do it for this week, folks. Thanks for stopping by. Please leave your comments below. Let me know how you think you want to see this being presented to you. I'm kind of working with some presentation ideas. Not exactly sure how I want to play it out, but I'm going to figure it out along the way. But thanks for stopping by. I'll see you around the channel, and goodbye now.